schoolboy football, September 7 to December 14 on CVM TV.
Hi, I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM See It Happen.
Get Sagicor School Companion Health Plan for as little as $2,540 per month. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 headlines Tuesday, courtesy of Heart NSTA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, no charges will be laid. Details of Integrity Commission report on Prime Minister revealed. The Prime Minister responds to Integrity Commission report, and schoolboy stabbing case dismissed in St. James Court.
Also this evening, Bull Bay residents appeal for a better health facility. In the business report, transmission concerns following BOJ policy rate reduction. And in sports, Cavalier Real Hope clash in CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh.
And I'm Carolyn Brown. It's Tuesday, September 17, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us as usual. And we begin with a major development from the Integrity Commission. In a comprehensive report tabled in Parliament, the Commission flagged substantial financial transactions among companies linked to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, raising serious concerns about unexplained movements of millions of dollars.
Now, despite these findings, the Director of Corruption Prosecution has concluded that no charges will be laid against Prime Minister Holness at this time. However, significant questions remain.
The three businesses at the heart of the controversy have been linked to Dr. Andrew Holness. Imperium is a holding company which manages the Prime Minister's assets. Positive Media is used for managing his public image, and Estate Bridge is a company with implied connections to Dr. Holness, though the exact nature of the connection is not entirely detailed. Notably, Imperium Limited reportedly received over $70 million from Positive Media Limited and returned approximately $51 million, leaving an excess of about $18.8 million in Imperium's account. Positive Media, on the other hand, showed signs of financial strain with a net withdrawal of nearly $19 million, despite receiving over $52 million in deposits. The report also highlights financial dealings involving Estate Bridge and Green Emerald. Estate Bridge deposited $44 million from Imperium and retained a balance of about $40.7 million. Green Emerald provided $20.3 million in loans to Positive Media, receiving $24.9 million in transfers, which resulted in an unexplained surplus of $4.3 million.
It's clear that the Prime Minister has been under investigation for illicit enrichment, and he's known it since May 2023. And there's a recommendation that the matter be sent to the Financial Investigations Division, which is a law enforcement agency, for further investigation, and that his statutory declarations cannot be certified until these issues are resolved. So that's a very serious matter, because the Prime Minister himself publicly stated that he wasn't aware of anyone on his side who was under investigation for illicit enrichment, when he himself was one of the 6 who are now 8.
The Integrity Commission has recommended several crucial actions. They suggested that Parliament support a referral to the Financial Investigation Division to further examine the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. On Tuesday, Holness rebuffed claims of wrongdoing.
I've worked hard, wisely, and honestly to achieve whatever I have. I never had a gold spoon, and I have never depended on the public purse.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it has made significant breakthroughs into ongoing crime-fighting efforts. this time bringing some of St. James's most dangerous criminals to justice. More from Britannia Witter.
In recent weeks, the Area 1 police in St. James say they have apprehended several suspected dangerous criminals.
We have Joseph Mackenzie, who is also known as Jail, who was arrested in St. James on August 25, 2024. And he has since been charged with 3 murders, 1 shooting, and possession of a prohibited weapon. Similarly, we have Michael Williams, otherwise called Dry Goods, who was apprehended in Bogue in St. James on September 24 and is also facing murder charges.
Joseph says the police will continue to target suspects linked to violent crimes in the area. However, he's urging citizens to not become complicit and criminals to turn themselves in.
I want to take this opportunity to advise or warn persons who might want to harbor criminals on their premises that it is an offense that you can be charged for. I also want to encourage the persons who are wanted to hand themselves into the police. And if the police comes to arrest you, do not resist. Do not challenge the police, because if you challenge the police, we cannot guarantee your safety.
The police say they're continuing their investigations to ensure that all individuals connected to criminal activities are identified and brought to justice. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
2 people have been reported dead and 6 others injured in separate road incidents on Sunday. The first crash claimed the lives of a father and his son, while the second left several injured in Manchester. Britannia Witter reports.
Since the start of September, a number of motorists and passengers have lost their lives. On Sunday, 2 separate incidents occurred across 2 separate parishes. Around 7:30 a.m., a devastating 2-vehicle collision along the Waterworks main road in Westmoreland resulted in the death of 22-year-old Ronaldo Curlew and his 3-month-old son, Dinero Curlew. Curlew was driving a Toyota Mark X when he lost control of the vehicle and collided with a parked Toyota Axio. Reports indicate that the infant was ejected from the vehicle during the crash, while his father sustained several head and body injuries. Both were rushed to a nearby hospital where they were pronounced dead upon arrival. Also on Sunday, 6 people were injured in a separate incident following another 2-vehicle crash on the Winston Jones Highway in Mandeville, Manchester. Reports are that the crash took place at the Marshall's Pen intersection at 6:50 p.m. when a Nissan Note and a Toyota Hiace minibus collided. The police and firefighters were alerted to the scene. Investigators are urging motorists to be more cautious on the roads as the country's road fatalities continue to climb steadily. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force is still in mourning after a crash which resulted in the deaths of 2 young police constables on Sunday. The crime fighters were responding to reports of suspects in Yorktown, Clarendon, when the incident occurred. Courtney Lewis has more on the tragedy.
Investigations continue into the deadly crash which claimed the lives of 2 on-duty police constables on Sunday evening. It is reported that at about 6:30, the team was traveling along the Yorktown main road in Clarendon when the driver lost control of the service vehicle which crashed into a ditch. Commander for the Area 3 Police Division, ACP Calvin Allen, gave the details of the incident.
Some members of the operational support team out of Area 3 were on patrol in the Yorktown area. You know, we have a state of public emergency in progress. The initial report speaks to the vehicle developing a skid and overturn. Sadly, from that, we lost 2 of 5 members that were part of that operational team.
The deceased have since been identified as Constable Sean Atkinson and Constable Jessica West, both 22-year-old police assigned to the Clarendon Division. Reports are other police, including a sergeant and a constable, also sustained injuries during the crash and were transported to the Mapen Hospital.
The 3 other persons are currently being treated at this very hospital that we are at now, and the family members are getting the necessary psychosocial support. The JCF chaplain is right beside me here and his team, and they are providing that.
The JCF is saddened by the incident, expressing sympathies to the families and friends of the crash victims.
Also, on behalf of our Commissioner of Police, express our deepest condolences to the families of those members and to our grieving colleagues across Area 3 and the JCF generally. want to also express our profound thanks to the medical team here at the Maypen Hospital for the very quick response that they have provided and are currently providing.
Vice Chair of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, while expressing condolences, says the surge in road fatalities is disturbing and alarming.
So far for this year, we have had 265 deaths and 18 for the month of September already. This is not good. And then to add to this, the death of law-abiding policemen and a woman.
He maintains individuals should adhere to road safety rules and use protective measures while traveling. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue in a moment.
CVM News at 7 headlines Tuesday, courtesy of Heart NSTA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Crunchy Box for only $8.50.
Crunch your craving with the new KFC Crunchy Box. A piece of delicious chicken, 2 hot wings, biscuit, and Pepsi for only $850. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Papa Jesus, insurance gone up again? Go faster. It gas our insurance.
Driver, let's go.
Do you really want to stick with the same old insurer? For the first time in Jamaica, taxis, minibuses, coasters, whatever you drive, MIBinsure.com will find you an insurer who will slash your premium by up to 60%. They all claim to save you money, but only MIB Insure actually can. Switch to MIBinsure.com today and save serious money.
Thank you to the people of Jamaica for your patience and understanding during the restoration effort.
Thank you, Jamaica.
We know it has not been easy for those of you who have been without electricity.
A big thank you, Jamaica, for your patience. This has been nothing short of challenging times, just given the devastation and significant impact on the grid that Hurricane Beryl has caused. Tremendous thanks for all the patience that has been shown. We are committed to providing nothing short of excellent service to our customers who we care so much about.
Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
CVM News at 7 Tuesday, brought to you by KFC.
Crunch your craving with the new KFC Crunchy Box for only $850. KFC.
Welcome back. Following on our last story regarding the 2 policemen in Sunday's crash, the police commissioner and several members of the JCF on Monday visited the home of one of the deceased constables, offering support and reflecting on her life and work. Here again is Courtney Lewis.
A family has been left mourning after what could be considered one of their worst nightmares. Paulette Taylor Parker recalled her last moments with her granddaughter, Constable Jessica West, who died in Sunday evening's deadly crash.
I said to her some minutes after 1 yesterday, I'm going to send something to her phone and may I ask her if we check it out. And she said, Mama, me da Yorktown upon duty, so as soon as me get the time, me check out if I make you know. That was the last time, some minutes after 1.
She was ironing her granddaughter's uniform when she heard the news that Constable West's long-awaited dream ended in tragedy.
She was very happy. Because she always wanted to be a police like her daddy. Me no know, me that spin. Just a look say she would have come home last night. And she would have in the here with us. And then she and Lataya, me and the granddaughter would have over there play music and then sit down in there and they lie down in the house and talk.
The police high command was on hand to help the family in their time of grief. Among the praises sung, She served her country well, a sentiment echoed by Commissioner Blake Monday as he met with the late constable's family.
One of the most painful experiences that I've seen, the hurt and the pain being expressed by the family members. I mean, there's no word that I could think of that can comfort them, you know. But as you know, Constable West died in the line of duty, unfortunately, and you know, we will ensure that the family is fully supported, as we have always done in situations like this.
The top cop says the incident is disturbing for the entire police force.
It's hurting all over. The staff of Clarendon and Era 3 have been mourning, and the friends that she has worked with. Obviously, she was somebody that was well loved, well respected, and her life, you know, gone too soon. You know, and it's saddened me.
Support has also been provided for members of the force and close colleagues as they grieve.
She will be afforded a funeral with full honors, as is customary. And, you know, as I said, we'll do all that we can. We have several support systems around her. We have our chaplain who have visited. We have our federation who has been here. And we have the Air and Command team that will be providing full support, and also from the High Command. Wish that there's more that we could do, but we'll ensure that we help the family and the loved ones during this difficult time.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Frustrated residents from various parts of South Manchester are taking a stand against what they deem deteriorating infrastructure. They say they are without proper political representation, which has amounted to poor roads, improper waste management, and limited access to healthcare. Courtney Lewis filed this report.
Frustrations were high in southern Manchester as residents from Asia, Prattville, Pusey Hill and surrounding areas blocked the streets with debris, protesting a myriad of concerns. Their major complaint being poor road conditions and a lack of representation.
Poor road, we don't see no MP, we don't see no councillor. If you have PMP, them don't give you nothing. Years now, on top of years, we don't have no road. Water, worse MP. Them takes up on a taxi man, morning, noon and night. Police station have no vehicle. If you call up there, you can't get them. No vehicle, nothing at all them have up there. Me go up there myself and them don't have no vehicle for support you. Long time this thing a go on.
This I can't have no use. Every 3 months, every 2 months. 4 parts garage. Hey! Tell Mr. Hornis if you come out, oh!
They say potholes have caused damage to vehicles and delayed transportation for students. One resident says it has even led to further lack of attention from the healthcare providers as they have no active health clinic nearby.
Why is it about the clinic? The clinic, we have to go all over the place to get a medical assistant because some doctors refuse to come at the clinic to come work. So we're all over the place. So we have to go point A, point B everywhere. We not comfortable. Road mash up, we not no clinic. A school mash up, the pit never for that church. We not feel good about this thing.
But that is not their only concern. Poor garbage collection proved to be a major issue.
The garbage, you can't tell the last time garbage collect around there. See garbage, them all get all. See that? And we don't want that one feel say it's a political thing, you know. It's a negligence thing because this thing happened for years. Both party rule around here and we don't get nothing this side because according to them, this is not them stronghold. But people live here and we are human beings. We want representation. Yeah, the people are the power and we must rise and know that.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
It has been bittersweet for one St. James family after the courts yesterday dismissed the case brought against a 14-year-old for the stabbing death of his 15-year-old Irwin high schoolmate, Raneel Plummer, in April. Adrian Williams takes us to Plummer's mother, who finds the dismissal unjust.
The St. James Family Court on Monday dismissed the case involving a 14-year-old boy who stabbed his schoolmate fatally. The courts said the case lacked sufficient evidence to prosecute. However, the deceased 15-year-old Ranil Plummer will forever be missed by his friends and family, especially his mother, Stacy Ann Dunkley, who feels like a part of her existence has been ripped away from her.
My life never ever go be normal again. Never. Can never. All the next 50 years me living. This life not normal again. Because me miss my son so much every day. Me miss my son so much. Even Sunday me I cook, and he would be the one to cut up the vegetable for me. And I was doing the cabbage and the carrot and the cucumber, so I just have to just start crying.
Dunkley says she has no faith in the local justice system as she has lost her son and there is no justice for that outcome.
Nobody in time if you take nobody's life, just like that. Just 1 second and my son gone. If me have my son here and I send him to school and you call at me up. When me send him to school, me pay in school fee, me get in book, then me do everything I'm supposed to do as a single mom. And the result when me get
She says her son was never a troublemaker and was more involved in playing football and riding his bicycle.
When you get along with everybody, so I know me can't understand what happened. Because the Javon not talking the truth and Ronnie is not there here to talk for him side. So I know me lost. Sometimes me think something it come like your boss. Me say no, me have to just stop think because me have to wonder what happened. You know, get trouble, you know, talk, bicycle and football.
The grief-stricken mother, through her hurt, still wishes well for the accused.
But if he God me serve and pray to, he's not sleeping. He's not sleeping. I mean, I wish bad for Javon. I wish him all the best. And I hope he makes up my life. Because my son didn't get nothing of him life. He bleed on his bed.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
Stay with us for the business segment right after this break.
The Bureau of Standards Jamaica is your conformance testing partner with over 54 years of serving Jamaican businesses. Our world-class lab testing services ensure the safety of your food and commodities that you take to market. We are positioned as a business enabler, driving business development, competitiveness, trade, and ensuring consumer safety. We have 5 times the capacity to test over other local labs, plus 10 labs with accredited tests and calibration. We set the standard that promotes safety to consumers in a number of industries, including food processing, agriculture, and construction, having tested over 57,000 products on average annually and growing.
Hi, my name is Welton Gooden, and I'm the Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards. Let us take your products from lab to market.
Me, I go show them my way of justice.
I'm abused.
I need legal advice. I don't deserve this.
The truth of the matter is, justice there for all of it. The Ministry of Justice has trained more than 5,600 persons in restorative justice practices. More than 200,000 victims have been supported by the victim services. Legal aid has reached thousands island-wide. Make we talk it out, not fight it out. Call 888 Justice today.
We welcome you back with our business report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the Business Report today. Emerging from Epoch's report on the Economic Reform Programme. For the review period April to July 2024, central government operations resulted in a fiscal deficit of $34.3 billion compared to a budgeted deficit of $53.4 billion, which was higher than the $18.4 billion deficit recorded for April to July 2023. Of note during the review period, for the first time since August 2019, the BOJ's Monetary Policy Committee eased its monetary policy stance, reducing the rate by 25 basis points to 6.75% per annum. The reduction means that commercial banks and other deposit-taking institutions can commence lowering the rates at which they offer loans and other lines of credit to consumers to spur domestic activity. However, concerns about the rate of transmission to those institutions were described by President of the MSME Alliance, Donovan Wignall.
The BOJ did reduce its interest rates by 25 basis points. But the problem I think the BOJ has is the latency with which that exists in the transmission of that reduction to the banking sector. I think there's a 6 months timeline for the effect of the reduction of the interest rates to take effect in the banking sector. And I think that is way too long. I think when interest rates are increased on the BOJ side, it transmits to the banking sector a lot quicker than when it's reduced.
During last week's briefing, Chairman Keith Duncan shared that Epoch is strongly encouraging the optimizing of the fiscal and monetary policy mix, while advocating for a more aggressive easing of monetary policy and interest rate reductions to maintain macro-fiscal stability and to proactively move Jamaica back into the medium-term growth range.
How do we look at growth in Jamaica? And how are we going to ensure that we have the right mix of policies to drive growth in Jamaica, stabilizing the rate of 2%. That is where we're projected forward, even if fiscal policy remain in the low growth range. What takes us out of this range? What takes us out of this range? Increased productivity, cost of doing business. That takes us out of this range. What we also see is the labor markets are tight. We see that 66% of our workers have no certification. Therefore, when we look at investments that we attract to Jamaica, they made a low value added jobs that were added because we don't have the skills here in Jamaica.
Mr. Duncan, who is also CEO of the financial conglomerate, the JMMB Group, also pointed to some of the regulatory burdens the sector is experiencing that may also be inhibiting more robust economic activity.
We already know that the capital adequacy ratios are going to be increased from 10 to 20%, and then this other additional cost, which is inside of the legislation that we've been discussed by the majority of the committee. The government of Jamaica and the Bank of Jamaica need to be very careful that they don't push people to the limits and they don't push away capital. Because if you make it expensive to do business for your financial institutions, then intermediation becomes more expensive, and that is passed on to the consumer. Right? And in terms of increased lending rates and increased fees, etc. So there needs to be that balance and dialogue with the financial sector, bankers, security dealers, insurance associations, to ensure that we're finding the right balance.
Sustaining that equilibrium will soon become part of the remit of a new Minister of Finance, following the exit of Dr. Nigel Clark to take up his position as Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund. It's not the only expectation the Epoch Chair addressed relating to the as yet unknown new minister.
The new Minister of Finance that will step into that role. I believe the institutional architecture with an independent central bank, the fiscal commission, the public sector rationalization being in place in terms of the compensation structure, the next round of business for the new finance minister is performance management and increasing productivity of the public sector.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crosskill.
Lots more to come in a minute.
Crunch your craving with the new KFC Crunchy Box for only $850. KFC, it's finger-licking good. The time by KFC is...
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Crunch your craving with the new KFC Crunchy Box for only $850. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome back. We now look in on our social media pages.
So, what's trending in our local social media spaces? The Child Protection and Family Services Agency has identified the school where a fight among young boys, which has since gone viral, took place and will offer support and counseling to those involved. The agency is keeping the school's identity private. Here are some of your reactions. At Little Cute Things writes, all me can say, wickedness can done. When a parent see them child gets abused this type of way, what people expect the parents must do or feel? At White TT comments, set an example out of one of them. Me tired for see he was found not guilty after so many witnesses. At Samayas_Couture says, then una talk about counseling? Who are going to do the counseling? Cause I couldn't the parents of the child who was being bullied. Cause if I did me. At 2cute_Bridget adds, me upset bad. At Teresa Ann Halaka Gracie writes, I know that as a parent, counseling can't help me. This is wickedness. Bet if it was a boy him age, him couldn't do that. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_Television on Instagram. I'm Courtney Lewis.
We go farther afield for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Trinidad and Tobago, a multi-million-dollar project is being launched to ensure societies vulnerable are not left behind in the push towards digital transformation. More from TTT News.
Country representative from the Inter-American Development Bank, Karina Coburn, shared this and other statistics from the most recent survey at the launch of a technical cooperation project between the IDB, the Embassy of Japan, and the Ministry of Digital Transformation.
Only 40% of PLWDs in Trinidad and Tobago have access to the internet, compared to 79% of the general population. PLWDs are 3 times less likely to feel comfortable accessing e-government services than individuals without disabilities.
Ambassador Yutaka Musubara said Japan has invested more than $572,000 in the project.
This project is a list of many multi-sectoral initiatives financed by the Japan Special Fund, which previously provided grant assistance to the CARPHA, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, to coordinate the regional health response to the COVID-19 pandemic.